Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Order Terra Firmacraft. So after a lot of exploring, today I want to switch back to base building. Definitely the goal is to make a cobble generator, finish the blast furnace, and let's actually start with making some paper. So I brought home some papyrus, which you can turn into paper and make name tags, and it's used for a lot of other things as well. Okay, so I got 2 stacks of papyrus. Let's see what we need to do. I guess first we need to cut it with a knife into strips. Okay. The next step is wash it, either with the bulk washer or just soak it in a barrel. Okay, I think I'm just gonna use the bulk washer here real quick. But I'm not gonna set up the filter for this because I think it's completely full already. But now the plan is actually just use this setup in the future for cobble washing and then have a second washing machine for all the other stuff. Like making dough and so on. And I thought about blacklisting the cobble instead, but then we would also need to blacklist all different types of dough. I don't think it would actually be much better. There's so many different types of cobble in the game. This works for now. Okay. And paper strip, what's the next step? Oh, put it in the loom. Sweet. Always love to use the automatic loom. Let's see if this just works. I would assume so. Jute fiber? Oh, he's holding jute fiber. There was some jute fiber in there. Paper strip, no. Okay, let's see. Ah, okay. Exact same thing as jute and the wool. 1 paper strip and 1 unrefined paper. And what needs to be done next to turn this into paper? So we can make a book out of it. Cartography table, interesting. I haven't made a map yet. Put it in the saw and then we get some paper. Alright, then let's make one. Let's see. Unrefined paper and normal paper. Okay, that was quite fun. I guess the biggest uses of paper would be, of course, making a name tag, but also then sandpaper. It's just paper and sand, which is required to make the polished rose quartz, which we need for a lot of the advanced create mod machinery, but also for comparators. We can make those electron tubes, and out of that we can make all kinds of cool things. The display board, for example, of the redstone links, wireless redstone, lots of good things. Also, so the adjustable chain gear shift. There's a lot of good things. So let's see how the name tag works. Boolean plus paper, yeah, it gives us a name tag. I just realized to capture the oscillator I could have used, of course, a boat. Sometimes I actually forget that things are in a game that weren't in 1.12. Still forget of the obvious things. Of course, you could have used the boat to capture the oscillator. Oh my god. Anyway, yeah, here in this scribing table, I guess we can also then rename the name tag. Yes. Ink is missing. We need black dye for this. Please, that's what the shape looks like. Or is it actual ink? What? No, it's actually just black dye. Alright, then yeah, this would be then for the ocelots to come up with a name later. Yeah, I could have used the boat, it's so obvious. God damn it. Next, let's continue with the blast furnace. So last time we got 53 kaolinite. For each layer we need 10 kaolinite and graphite. So 40 in total, so I had enough for the 5-layer blast furnace. That's the max size. Unfortunately, the problem right now is that I would need more of those wrought iron sheets. And don't have a single wrought iron ingot left. We used it up all for making buckets last time. So per layer we would need 12 wrought iron sheets. That's a total of 48, that means 96 ingots. And I got a bit of iron ore left, but it's not enough. So I'm just gonna keep this as a reserve in case we need to make something real quick. But the goal for the day is actually making a cobble generator, which we can get iron from. So this should definitely solve our problems. Okay, just the question is where to build the cobble generator. So I was thinking maybe right here we make an extra building. I'm not entirely sure how large the cobble generator will be. just without any decoration, and we build something nice around it later. We could actually try to get some gypsum to make those nice alabaster bricks for the extra house. So maybe we do it at the same height as the main building, just have a dividing walkway in between, or like 4 or 5 blocks, and then have the cobble generator house here at the beach. I think that would look, yeah, pretty decent. Okay, then I'm gonna quickly dig away the hill here, move the lightning rod, and then we can start with the cobble gen. I have a couple unpopular opinions about vanilla Minecraft, about things that I consider to be overpowered, that for me just shouldn't be in a game. Like, for example, the elytra. I think it's just way overpowered. Instead of making nice infrastructure to get around, you just fly everywhere and that's it. There's a couple of those things where most people would say, yeah, the elytra is great and so on, but yeah, I feel like it's just way more immersive to not have it. Another thing is actually insta-mining. In my opinion, it shouldn't be a thing at all. You shouldn't be able to just dig 20 dirt or cubic meters of dirt or stone in a second. Just doesn't make any sense. Of course, it's a game, but I feel like the game is more fun if you want to remove a huge amount of rock or dirt, whatever. You should make a machine. So in that regard, Terraformacraft exactly suits my playstyle. I also like that, yeah, survival is a bit harder and more realistic. Maybe I just like to sink time into stuff, but it's just way more immersive for me. And yeah. Anyway, so I think doing exactly this, making a machine for large scale digging, is great. Okay, I set it up already. Just need to add a couple piston extensions. And then, I guess just playing around here a little bit. I set it to negative, and we should push forward, yes. We just skipped one? What was that about? Because I changed the speed there. Oh. Was this an issue? I think we just skipped one by changing the speed. Ah, okay. Should maybe have a gear switch instead. Okay, let's quickly fix that. Yeah, with the hill being gone here, we also have a nice view of the ocean now from here. And of course, we have enough space for the cobble generator. Okay, so the plan would be to have the cobble generator at ground level. And then in a basement again, we would do the whole cobble to clay converter. That requires a bit some effort. Okay, so yeah, here at ground level goes the cobble generator. Then we either need to use mechanical crafters or the press again. Definitely it's gonna be easier to use the press and probably also faster, requires less stress units to do this. And then we can just take the rhyolite cobble and wash it right away. And we will get copper, iron, and gold from that. So that's very good. Okay, and then what's gonna be a bit more complicated is actually turning the cobble into clay. We've done that before, kinda, because we need to make dirt out of it, which we can turn into clay. That part of the machinery we already have, where we made dirt once from scratch in order to make the chert roof. So if you still remember, so we basically have to mix sand and saltpeter and water to make a dirt block. Then we can turn it into mud again and then clay. Okay, but let's actually start with the cobble generator. I'd like to go to creative for a minute to quickly design this, because there's probably gonna be a couple of bottlenecks, and instead of trying around there forever survival, it's probably best to do this in creative. And I can also explain how the cobble generator actually works in Terraformacraft, because it's very different from vanilla Minecraft. Okay, creative world. So in Terraformacraft, you can't make cobble and smooth stone like in vanilla. You can make rhyolite and gabbro. So that's the first thing to know. You can also use waterlogged blocks like this. If you place lava there, it will make rhyolite. That's, I'd say, the cobble equivalent, because it mostly works like cobble. Then, of course, in vanilla Minecraft, if you have a lava flowing on top of flowing water, you would get smooth stone. But here you would also get rhyolite. Let's get a new lava bucket real quick. There you go, rhyolite. And you might also notice it's actually a lot quicker. So in vanilla Minecraft, you always need to wait for the lava to flow. So the fastest you can make a stone generator is every 30 ticks or every 1.5 seconds. But here it actually depends how fast the water can flow for some reason. So you can make a much faster stone generator without having to go to the nether or something like that. So that's actually really nice. But in order to get gabbro, which is the other type of stone you can generate, you actually need water to flow on a water source. That's a bit different. And now we get gabbro. That also takes a bit longer again for the lava to flow. It's a bit strange how the mechanics work exactly. And there's even a third mechanic. You can even make an obsidian generator. I found out about that. For some reason you need at least 3 lava sources that all flow to the same spot. For something like this. There we go. And if you have water flowing down from above now, it will first generate some rhyolite, but if I remove this, we get obsidian. And not only do we get obsidian once, we get it every time. I'm not entirely sure if this is intended or bugged or just a consequence of something that was intended, but it's quite interesting. So we can make an obsidian generator like this. And of course, it doesn't actually generate a lava source. So if we would try to bug it, yeah, this block here, it's still flowing lava. So for some reason just mix obsidian with flowing lava. Because the water flow speed actually influences the speed of the cobble generator, unlike in vanilla. We also don't want to use waterlogged stairs like this, because then it depends again on how fast lava actually flows. So yeah, here we can see the major difference now. If you just remove this, it will be much faster. Okay, then there's also a ton of other liquids in Terra Firma Craft. Now that we have a bucket, we can actually just place down molten gold or other liquids, rum, all of the alcohols. So most of the liquids work the same. Molten gold would be like the replacement for lava, and we could replace water with rum, for example. Okay, here we can put down some rum. And then we would still generate rhyolite. Instead of using the usual suspects, we can just use different ones. But the mechanics aren't exactly the same, so I couldn't make an obsidian generator with this. Okay, so let's make a rhyolite farm out of this. We could probably save on a lot of stress units and kind of cheese it by making a contraption with moving drills. So just move them back and forth. Also have an attached storage. But I feel like that's almost too cheesy, so I'm gonna go for some stationary drills. Each one of those will require 1024 stress units if you run this at full speed. Now, because the water actually flows so quick and the stone generates so quick, the items that would drop here don't even have much time to drop down and land on something. So we need to basically pick them up immediately. There's a couple of options. If you have a belt below going in one direction, all of them, then sometimes there's another stone already below and it's not picked up properly. If you put chutes below, that's actually also not that great, because for some reason they have a higher cooldown than just a normal vanilla hopper. So from what I've been testing, just the hopper pointing into a belt seems like the best solution for this. So here we're gonna have a belt and all the hoppers point into that. This way we can collect everything. To save on a little bit of space, we could also waterlog the mechanical drills, would also flow to the side, then we wouldn't need any fluids over there. But it has the downside, we can't use any funny fluids. There's no vodka logging, unfortunately, in Terra Firma Craft, or cider logging. That's the only downside, really. You can only use water in that case. And since we're actually building in a 60 by 60 million block world, I don't think compactness is super important. Let's go for the funny fluids. Alright, then, we just need to power those drills now. Can use the chain drive and also power the belt below. Then we just need to hook up an engine somewhere here. So there we go, the hoppers and belt can definitely handle this. But there's almost always stone here on top of the last one. I don't think we could expand this much further. I think, 7 wide is quite nice. Getting a ton of stone this way. Now it's just a question, how fast can we actually process that and turn it into cobble with the press? So the mechanical press is working at full speed. Unfortunately, that's actually not enough. Got some backlog here. There's always some stone on the belt. And if you check those hoppers here, looks like they're slightly filling up. Okay, we can maybe get around this by removing one drill. Just do this here real quick and see how that works out. looks like we won't find perfect equilibrium without any bottlenecks there. So with 6 stone generators, sometimes the mechanical press has to stop for a moment and wait for more stone to arrive, but I think it's better this way than the other way around. I continued a little bit of the build, so the goal in the end would be to have a switch. So either we make clay balls directly from the cobble gen, or we make crushed iron, gold, or copper. Later we can make even more complicated machines. But yeah, for now we can flick a lever here, and this would then unpower this funnel. So a powered funnel doesn't output any items, and then this one gets powered. And then we would just reroute the cobble to get around this step with the fan, and everything is put into the vault. And vice versa, if we actually unpower this funnel, the cobble is dropped, and then we get the fan with the water in front, and this is getting converted into those little copper, gold, or iron pebbles. And then the next step, no matter what, if you want to make clay or get the crushed metals, would be to put everything through a grinding wheel. So I'm just going to add another funnel here, and add grinding wheels in front. And then we have to sort out the crushed stuff and then continue with the gravel, because that needs to be put into another grinding wheel and then turned into white sand. And then partially we need to take a little bit of the white sand and turn it into saltpeter and then mix everything into dirt. Oh, there's actually one more thing I want to show you. This lever here might be in a quite inconvenient spot. Now that we have paper, we can actually make those redstone links as well. That's basically the wireless redstone from Create Mod. Something I wouldn't want in vanilla, but yeah, it's so convenient to use. So we can assign frequencies by putting either 1 or 2 items in there. Then if you power one of those redstone links, and by right-clicking the other link to be a receiver, we get this little pixel thingy around the redstone torch, then we can send a signal to either one or multiple destinations. So you can also set up another one here. Just always need to assign the right frequency, and then this one would also get triggered if we set it to be a receiver. There we go. Okay, definitely gonna use this from now on to control some of the switches. You could even have a big control board somewhere in the house if there's space. The crushing wheels have been set up as well now. I think I did a pretty decent job trying to keep it compact and within the same height. Things in Create Mode also have the tendency to go lower and lower like in vanilla, because you can only put in stuff from top in the crushing wheels and take it out at the bottom, and the chute is always facing downwards. Can't make an upwards facing chute unless you use the fan, which is a lot of effort usually. So things tend to sag a little bit and go lower and lower, so you actively have to work against it to have, in the end, a nice, convenient system that also looks quite decent. So everything should be the same height and be, visual as well. Alright, so, we take the the ores we get from the cobble, put it into this vault, and here directly into the belt now, and from there it goes to the crushing wheel. Here we got a 3-wide vault, then we just use those funnels here as an easy item filter. Okay, and then here we can take out the crushed ores at this side. We'll see later, we can maybe also automate that and automatically smelt it, but for now I'm pretty content with this. Okay, rates of this thing. I don't have carpet mods, so I can't really tick warp. I've been testing this now for 20 minutes the old school way, and we're getting roughly 150 crushed iron ore per hour, which is quite decent. I mean, if you run this like the charcoal on the side, we get more than we need over time. But I was thinking, I already designed it in a way so we can easily expand it and just mirror this drilling setup on the other side as well, and have another input into this vault. We should probably do it. In terms of stress units, you can probably afford it. I got like 24,000 available, and if I turn stuff off, even more. In total, we got 40,000. So we need like 6,000 here for the drills, then 2,000 for the press. Crushing wheels, another 4,000, but we probably don't need a second set. The crushing wheels can handle even more cobble coming in. Then we got the fan for 1,000. Yeah, it should be possible to just mirror it and add another one on this side here, but that's about it. Can't go larger unless we add more windmills or later also a steam engine. Okay, I think I'm just gonna build this in survival now. We can add the whole clay maker later. So I was thinking we can have the clay maker in the basement then. I probably will just make this vault here 3 high. We have a 3 by 3, and then we can maybe send the other stuff the other way, and in the end get clay out. They can be sent automatically to the mold maker. Okay, so this was a pretty decent setup. So I decided to use whiskey and bismuth bronze for the rhyolite generator. Okay, so here's how I can get the bismuth bronze into a bucket, put it onto the item drain, and then the spout can fill the bucket. Okay. Like lava, you also gotta be careful, it can burn you. There we go. Beautiful green and I guess more like a brown for the whiskey rhyolite generator. Time for a little update. I'm making good progress so far, but it's now time to hook this up to the main shaft. So I got a clutch that I can flick with the lever here. Later we can also maybe do it remotely, would also be fun. But now I'm really thinking I should probably remove all of the stuff here, so we can have a nicer connection to this part of the basement. And maybe redo it entirely. Yeah, we've got better components now that we can use. So I'm just gonna get rid of the entire chain here in the back, so the mold maker and then the whole dirt to clay converter, because do we need it still? I mean, we can make clay from scratch now. Why would I want to bother converting all of the dirt? Doesn't make too much sense. So I'm gonna get rid of the whole thing here. Okay, so we can use this as a walkway towards the other basement. So I feel like I'm hardly using those gear shifts anymore, as I know now that just the gearbox also does the same. Yeah, we need one here anyway. Should we already hook it up? Probably not. Let's wait a little. Can we actually place dirt on top of this if you have a casing? That's what I'm wondering right now. Would be kind of good. Dirt. Yes, okay. Okay, now we can test this. I guess it's mostly gonna be about if it spins the right way and if you made maybe some mistakes here and there. Overstressed! Wow, okay. How's it overstressed? Let's actually take a look. I think I got a stress monitor somewhere here. What's it saying? Okay. Barely overstressed though. Pretty sure those crushing wheels were running. Yes, okay. And all of this is running. Now it should be a lot better. Let's see, we still need like 4,000 stress units for the crushing wheels. We should have 7,000 or something like that available. No, 12,000. Okay, so if we just turn off stuff, we can run this, but not all at the same time. Automatic loom here is another 2,000 stress units, so we just need to turn stuff off. But now let's see what the machine is doing. Yeah, okay. Just as I figured. I can add another gearbox. There it is. Okay. Those are spinning the wrong way still, what? Why didn't the gearbox fix it? The hell? Placed the wrong way, maybe it's just gonna use a vertical one. That should always do the trick. No? What the hell? I think I still got the gear shift here. Just need to get a lever. Some redstone source. I need to get one. Oh, there's one. Still spinning the wrong way. Okay. Weird. I think I just dabbed a little bit there. Now everything should be running. Yeah, spins the right way. Okay. There we go. Okay, everything's put into the belt and is ejected forward. Okay, then I still need to set up the filter there. I'm just gonna take some of that cobble and wash it so I can get the base materials for the filter. Oh wow, I just discovered something by accident. I accidentally clicked on one of those funnels and extended like this. Then I was wondering, what happens if I do this on the other one as well? Then they connect like this. Do I even need the belts in this case? Apparently yes. Okay. It's just so it looks kinda different, I guess. Would have been nice if I wouldn't need the belts if I do this. So basically just transferring over from one chest to the other. It's kinda neat. That was a lot of work. Time to relax in the hot spring jacuzzi a little bit. So the cobble generator is now working. Also finished the floor of the, I guess, the cobble generator building. I think the entrance will be... I feel like here should be an entrance. And also one here, so we can straight go from this building to the cobble generator building. And maybe we have some stairs leading downwards here as well to the basement. Okay, for the walls, I'm not entirely sure yet which type of stone I'm gonna use. I guess it would actually look best if we would just use andesite bricks again. So it doesn't like look too different. Every building looking different would also be a bit weird, I feel like. Unfortunately, we're completely out of andesite though, so I would need to... It's actually the best way to get it now. I guess make a small drill and mine a couple blocks this way. Okay, let's check it out. We got good amount of copper and gold. I'm pretty sure we get also now at this point 300 crushed copper per hour, like iron. I think gold should be like 150. Okay, just gonna take 72 of the iron here. Because I want to run the bloomeries. So with the 72 ingots, we can make the wrought iron sheets that are required to finish the blast furnace. And while waiting for the bloomeries to finish, I can keep digging the basement. So there we go, finally full-size blast furnace. Also made some stairs up here, so we can easily climb up and throw stuff in there. So I prepared it. Now we can put in 20 iron and flux. And also technically 20 coal, I feel like. Can we even dump more in at the same time? I think it glitches sometimes. This work, I'm not sure. Looks kind of weird. We didn't accept it. Oh, I forgot to place a sheet somewhere. Could also happen. Let's try again. Iron. Flux. Did work. Okay, is that the whole 20? Yep, it's filled up. I'm also not entirely sure of how little fuel we can get away with. I think when I did it manually, usually put in 12 charcoal. But let's see how much we actually need. So the steel production is also turned on. Also switches from pig iron directly to steel. Can we even run all of this? That's the question now. I turned off this whole chain, so yeah, it should be no problem. So it definitely does take a little bit longer to heat everything up, but we're almost at the top. There we go. And we still have 5 fuel left. Then we could have gotten away with technically with putting in 3 or 4. Interesting. This system here is also still working great. So we're making steel right away. But we're running so low on the ingot molds. Actually turn some of the copper already into ingots. Then later we can also turn it to sheets for more copper blocks. Okay. We definitely need that clay maker soon. Next episode we're gonna work on that. So that's all for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Thanks so much for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.